All right, let's do this.
Ooh,
All right, Bruce.
good stuff.
We're gonna do this Nas reaction.
Okay.
You just gifted me
All right.
MVP from Ludacris. I
Okay.
hadn't heard that song in forever, so now it's gonna be part of my rotation when I get in the gym, when I'm
All
outside
right.
working out, when I'm running my sprints, whatever. Whenever I'm just listening to music, I get to put that back into the playlist.
No doubt.
So I gifted you the Lupe SLR 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, man.
Right? So we're doing each other favors, the music.
All right.
Now we're gonna do another one. This one might be a gift to you. You might have missed this one possibly.
Which King's disease is
This is
this?
King's Disease 1 from Nas.
Okay.
In my opinion, Bruce, this is the rebirth of the second or third leg, depending on how you look at it, from these rappers' careers that are very long. Kind of it's like the breakthrough of this era of Nas. So he did 6 albums, studio albums with Hit Boy. And this was the first of the 6. It was 3 King's Disease albums and then 3 Magic albums. And I forget the order in which they were produced.
He pushed those out like really fast.
I think they worked a lot in the studio, and they had a bunch of tracks, and they were trying to organize how they, dropped them or whatever. But Bruce, this one is called The Cure.
Okay.
And this one, in my opinion, is the quintessential track of the album because it's the theme of the album. It's King's Disease.
Okay.
Okay, so the track is called Cure.
All right.
Right? So in throughout this album, there's hints of King's Disease, which is overindulging. It's overabundance. It's doing everything too much. So like all the things that you enjoy, but even good things when they're done excessively are bad. Right. So I think he talks about there was undertones and there was messages within the album. But I think this track is the nicest on the album, and I think it kind of puts a bow on the album based on the theme. Do you remember this one by chance?
I don't.
All right. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right.
Too many changes, you change from your greatness, become a byproduct of yourself, all for the paper regardless. The market see you as an old ass artist, the McCartneys live past the Lennons, but Lennon's the hardest. Stay on your path, stay on your craft. They just want you to switch your lanes up so they can hate on your ass. What's in the name? What's in the name? Suffering and pain, guts, blood and tears. Aim straight, game face, king's grace. I came in this thinking you was gonna be this great thing, cause I seen the greats do it with a great queen. What these kings have in common? They had women who solid. Malcolm needed Betty. I met some queens who wasn't ready. They envy the unhappiness of the greats. They don't have a fulfilled life yet, so they searching for ways to feel what Sam felt. Play the hand Marvin was dealt, of Vandross. Here's the cure, the antidote. 1,000 milligrams, make sure you don't overdose. Turn to a businessman, used to serve him in a cold game. Don't get exposed, stories get told. You glamorize the game, it ain't a glorious role. Rest in peace, Kobe and Nip. That's off the rip, king shit. If it ain't about fam, it don't mean shit. The Cure, love other your law. Don't just ride in the phone tapping in with Lord.
All right, real quick, before we keep going here. A lot of respect to the fallen soldiers, right?
Sure.
So this was, you got to remember, bro, this is COVID era. So this is right after Nipsey Hussle, right? This is right after Bean, and his passing, all these tragedies, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And see, he's giving people the advice, the perspective. Bro, when KRS-One said Nas was a street prophet, like I think he really like meant it. Like that was not hyperbole. I think Nas speaks to people and delivers a message that they need to hear.
Sure. I don't think that KRS-One, being what he is and what he means to hip hop and the type of artist and type of person he is, I don't know that he would take saying something like that lightly. So if he says it, and I'm not saying everything he says is gospel, that's not what I'm saying, but if he says it, he truly means it. And when you're talking hip hop, if he says something like that, you probably can, you can trust it.
Yeah.
You can stand on that.
All right, Bruce, what are you getting from the vibe of that open, right? It's not musically active.
No.
It's like a setup, right?
Yes. I kept waiting for the beat to drop, right? I was like, okay, when's the bass line going to come in? When's the beat going to drop? But I think, like a lot of these other songs we've listened to, it is very deliberate in its positioning production wise in order to really focus on what Nas is telling you on this track. And so I like it. It allows you to really focus on that. This particular song is not head nod music. It's not for that. It's a message. And he's giving you the message and allowing you to clearly listen to it without distraction.
Shit. The cure, love other your law. Don't just ride in the phone tapping in with Lord. Roll the credits. Cuban link, QB chain, belong in the MoMA. So boomerang, you salute my 27 summers. Rolls Royce Brigade, just cause it go with the moment. Pac saw the chain, got his medallion, I want it. Send your weight imitation, cause I copy the stomach. Kings on the kings, straight from my pop to my sonship. Steak tartar, bloody, mercury levels from raw fish. Sushi for lunch, waiter at the table, the cork twist. I'm studied like a book by many. They give me looks of envy, I took the Bentley. White chick like Liz Taylor might get the Bentayga. On my Rick James behavior. Life is school for the soul, and I'm in life 7 already. Life simple but heavy, incomprehensible shit. Everything from sexy to deadly. I done been through that shit. Still going deeper like I grew a new inch on my dick. We looked at robbing as a way of resolving our problems. My mom's cooked food, but some of my niggas was starving. And whatever they was down to do, I was with them regardless. Turns out I was hungry and was hitting the hardest. Decisions was sharper, my predictions was on it. No fortune teller, just going off regular signs. Niggas often tell you they moves without a word, just reading they mind. Wasn't needing no 9, corner executive. Born in ghetto hell where metal yell, especially over necklaces. Life lessons is karma. Whatever you dish out, come back as blessings or to haunt you. Commission kids and hit your grandkids for your dishonor. That's generational curses. They said they want the old Nas back. Play the clue tapes for old verses. Messing my homies' lives up, saying Nas to rise them up like they wasn't live enough. Many lives untouched. Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? I need a witness. Drinking 3 at night on some bridge shit. Wearing shorts and Timbs summer night on some bridge shit. Party with gangsters getting right on some bridge shit. Like MC Shan and Marley, y'all be on some bridge shit. Yeah.
I actually want to take it back to a couple of those bars, Bruce.
Yeah, that second verse.
There was a part where his flow was like, it was like water. It was just like going through like containers and channels, like just so smooth, bro. And he had some funny
yeah, he did. The flow was definitely moving in some places I didn't expect, but it rode the beat extremely well. And a lot of people maybe not from New York or not familiar probably didn't catch when he's at the end when he's like, I'm on my bridge-ish, and he says like Marley and Shan, I'm on my bridge-ish.
That's a callback to his inspiration of music.
And where he comes from, you know, Queensbridge Projects and, you know, Marley Marl and MC Shan, those are like the original legends of Queensbridge Projects. And then a lot of other guys ended up coming out of there. So, yeah.
All right, we're going to go back and just try to catch that last flow. That just so smooth, bro. And the bars are solid. The bars are really good. But I think what he's doing here is he's just kind of flexing his range within the beat got mean, bro. I don't know if you appreciated that transition, but that was pretty smooth from the producer. Hit Boy.
Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and actually, you know what? We can go back to that, bro.
Yeah. And with Lord, roll the credits.
I didn't expect that. I like how that came in right there.
All right, so the first time I heard this, I'm in the car and I'm like listening to the beginning. I'm like, it's so calm and chill, right? And then all of a sudden I heard, I'm like, what? And then just the drum starts, boom, 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 and I'm just like,
you get a bass line finally.
Yeah, bro, crazy.
Cuban link, QB chain, belong in the MoMA. So boomerang, you salute my 27 summers. Rolls Royce Brigade, just cause it go with the moment. Pac saw the chain, got his medallion, I want it. Send your weight imitation, cause I copy the stomach. Kings.
Did you catch that Tupac reference? And then remember when he got the tattoo?
Oh,
and Tupac made a big thing about that.
Wow, that's right.
And then he said it was a salute, you know, like because him and Tupac, if you ever listen to the Death Row song from King's Disease 2, I think, He talked, or no, maybe it was King's Disease 3. I forget which one. He talks about them meeting up in Vegas and squashing the beef. So I think it's just him calling back to that.
On the kings, straight from my pop to my sonship. Steak tartar, bloody mercury levels from raw fish. Sushi for lunch, waiter at the table, the cork twist. I'm studied like a book by many. They give me looks of envy, I took the Bentley. White chick like Liz Taylor might get the Bentayga. On my Rick James behavior. Life is school for the soul, and I'm in life 7 already. Life simple but heavy, incomprehensible shit. Everything from sexy to deadly. I done been through that shit. Still going deeper like I grew a new inch on my dick. We looked at robbing as a way of resolving our problems. My mom's cooked food, but some of my niggas was starving. And whatever they was down to do, I was with them regardless. Turns out I was hungry and was hitting the hardest. Decisions was sharper, my predictions was on it. No fortune teller, just going off regular signs. Niggas often tell you they moves without a word, just reading they mind. Wasn't needing no 9, corner executive. Born in ghetto hell where metal yell, especially over necklaces. Life lessons is karma, whatever you...
What he said there,
ghetto hell,
where metal yell.
When metal yell, especially over necklaces.
So, I mean, who would have thought to, like, personify pistols?
Yeah,
you know, so you got to know obviously the reference of when he says metal, what he's referring to, but to make it all work though, you know, crazy.
Yeah, and earlier when he's like, you know, what he said, my mom cooked food, but still, you know,
the homies were starving.
Yeah. I was like, yo, that's real.
And you know, you catch the theme about loyalty with him, bro.
Definitely.
He's a very loyal person to his people. You could totally tell that, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right.
Dish out, come back as blessings or to haunt you. Commission kids and hit your grandkids for your dishonor. That's generational curses. They said they want the old Nas back. Play the clue tapes for old verses. Messing my homies' lives up. Say,
you know how the fans are, Bruce. What happened to the old Nas, right? What happened to the old version of whoever it is? He said, hey, you want that? You want the old version, right? Then go play back those verses.
But that right there also alludes to what Jay-Z said, right? What is it? What did he say? You want Old Hove by Old Hove's albums?
Yeah.
So if that's what you're looking for, you're not looking for growth, go listen to that stuff.
I think the fandom and people, they just want you to recreate this old thing, but you were in a different place in your life.
Right.
At the time. It's impossible.
Yeah.
You know?
And so that's funny, real quick. I've often thought with like the best rappers, and I thought about this with Jay-Z, with Nas, and you know, those are the two main ones. Like, if I wonder what it would be like if he went back, because I'm sure he owns his masters now. If Nas went back, used all the Illmatic beats and did new music over those beats. Because obviously, like you said, different place mentally now, different place in life now. What comes out of new, you know, 2026 Nas over those Illmatic beats? Same thing if Jay-Z redid Reasonable Doubt.
But what made Illmatic special was the imagery of those conditions. Remember, he talked about the pissy steps and, you know, if you think about like project windows and what you see when you go out into the streets and in the projects, it was like the grimy matching the conditions. Like, what is he going to talk about now? The plush, you know, Manhattan, you know, condo, you know, you know, or he's going to talk about his Bitcoin, you know, how he made $1 billion off of it. You know,
that's why I think it would be interesting to hear a guy like him who has the ability he has, or like I mentioned, a Jay-Z, to rhyme over those tracks from back then and see what they could do with it. Because obviously, like you see, you're in a different place, you got a different feeling, but what could you do with it to, I don't know necessarily recreate the magic, but to bring your modern perspective and your modern feeling over those type of amazing productions? I
would ask you this. Do you think Nas is still hungry to be the best?
I think so.
Based on how he's rhyming on this track and these King's Disease albums and all that.
And consistently putting out new music. So I think he is.
All right.
And Nas to rise them up like they wasn't live enough. Many lives I've touched. Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? I need a witness. Drinking 3 at night on some bridge shit. Wearing shorts and Timbs summer night on some bridge shit. Party with gangsters getting right on some bridge shit. Like MC Shan and Marley, I be on some bridge shit. Yeah. Like Jabari, I'm on some bridge shit.
Is that Jungle, Jabari?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think so.
Shoot or live on.
Yeah.
King kings live forever. Yeah.
I definitely
We
wore
go through a
Tim's and
lot.
shorts.
Nobody want to hear about what we go through.
Brother pulling
And
up to
that's
the
cool,
beach
too.
wearing Timbs and shorts, bro.
Definitely did.
Every man go through the
Tim's and
same
shorts.
Mondays and Fridays, same sun, moon, and stars. It's just how you stand like a man.
All right, Bruce. What do you think of The Cure, man?
Fire. Like the first verse was good, but when he said roll the credits and that beat dropped in and he really started, I said, oh boy, yeah. Nas doing Nas things.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. This is that gift business I was telling you about.
Yeah,
How
man.
you overlook things. Like today, you gifted me MVP Ludacris because I totally forgot about that collaboration. Here's another one for you, bro. Here's The Cure,
Yeah.
Nas, man. Put that in your playlist, bro.
Yeah, man. Hit boy. Yeah, he's got some skills. And you know what I love is that Nas was able to collaborate multiple times with a younger, newer producer who is able to, I think, connect with the hip hop heads, the boom bap generation, but also connect with the younger crowd while not getting away too far from what Nas is and the feeling he inspires in hip hop. I think that's really, really cool. That was that just shows how astute he is as an artist, you know?
I always thought Nas was one of the best to ever do it. When he started doing these King's Disease and Magic albums, I mean, that just gave me all types of good music, bro. I mean, he's basically had 3 careers.
Isn't that crazy?
You know, if you think about it, it's like, I call the 90s era one phase of his career.
Yeah, I get
The
it.
2000s was like his second era. And the 2000s people didn't like. You know, you hear a lot of people say they didn't like Stillmatic and they didn't like God's Son and they didn't like Street's Disciple. I did, but
Stillmatic and Godson were crazy. Street's Disciple a little less, but Stillmatic and Godson.
and then like into the 2010s, that's where Nas like sparingly made. He did like the
He took a little break.
he did Untitled or whatever it was called, and it had a couple of songs. You know, like every album always had a few songs, but he was clearly Lost Tapes. I still listen to Lost Tapes all the time, but the Lost Tapes era was like end of the 90s, early 2000s though.
Was it? Yeah, it was. Okay.
You know, the music, I don't know when he dropped both of them, but the music was recorded then.
Right.
And but then this 2020 to today, and maybe we'll do something with these new premiere tracks that he did recently, Bruce. But I think this is like like these 6 albums, the 3 Magic, the 3 King's Disease.
Yeah.
If he just dropped those and never did anything else, he may have dropped some of the best hip hop albums the last 15 years has seen.
Yeah, I can go with that. Yeah. My favorite is Hood to Hood from King's Disease 3. I thought that's the type of song you can like ride with in the summertime and just be feeling good. Yeah.
Hey,
it's a great song.
the energy between him and Hit Boy was A1 through
A1.
all of these albums.
Absolutely.
All right, Bruce, man. We did a Nas track. We've done a bunch now, man. We're gonna do some more. We're gonna see what the people tell us in the comments, what they want us to do next. Go ahead and drop us those comments and let us know. And let us know what you think of this track and some of these other things that we referenced about Nas. And if there's any other artists or songs you want us to do. But that's it for this one. We out of here.
Peace.
Peace.